Thanks. On the okay, wait. Which country you travel? Travel to? Maldives. Into resort or where? Which was it? Hotel. How was the week? Good. It's a time now. We'll wait for another 5 minutes, no? Because of your friends. Raining. Bye, Ani. The beauty of Mother Nature. Wait. What a budget? How's the budget? Government budget. But the analysis sector level you all have some impact on this capital allowances and the tax tax. That also. But there's no much change. Like when the budget always comes, there are a lot of tax changes. But this time, hardly. People were waiting. Remains unchanged. That is totally he was there, but he was saying people are not, considering. So now this time, lot of follow up monitoring. I don't know. That's why. Well, working people, finance, into finance. What is the difference between the budget prepared by finance organization and the government budget? What is the biggest difference? You are doing also budget, no? Companies doing budget, annual budget. What is the biggest difference? There is a unique difference that you can say this is the government budget, this is company budget. When I was asking this question, some people are saying company budget, somewhere or other we can achieve. Government budget we cannot achieve. Don't say like that. No, I'm not asking any politics, nothing, but budget as a concept, company budget versus government budget. There's a unique difference. The key. Not auditing, finance. Huh? No idea. Government budget starts with expenses. And they want to see how they are going to recover or recall or cover these expenses via taxes and others. But the company mostly 99.9%, you start with revenue and things like that. Usually you are preparing budget only for 1 year. Company. Next year. Next year only 1 year. Some companies prepare for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Some companies prepare for next 300 years. Very interesting subject. Budget. 300 years. What is the American company preparing budget for next 300 years? It's 3 times. Okay, so let's start in the meantime. Let's your friends to join with us. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, people online and here. Guys. Good morning. And here. Okay, right. So let's start. We were waiting because here it's raining. We want to have the forum, but we will start. There are some participants physically. So let's start. We have this well-weighted topics which we have started last week. That is audit engagement and the planning. We have started the discussion how this audit engagement, so-called financial statement audit begins. This pictorial presentation that we took last week as well explain more fully how this relationship between the two parties begin. It is the client who must search for the auditor, ideally publishing in a newspaper. We are searching for auditors. Then what happened? It is we call invitation. For that, auditors, let's say in Sri Lanka, they do prepare a proposal which contains who we are, what we are doing, similar audits, also approximately the audit fee. And what the client organization do thereafter, take all these proposals and evaluate. Based on the evaluations, they decided to whom to award the particular audit, and then that is what is confirmation. Simple. Okay, but this is how formally the relationship between the client organization and the external auditor for financial statements audit happen. Okay, there is always the communication between the parties. If this wants to be a company, last week we have discussed the confirmation should be received from the board of directors. One of the directors should sign, otherwise don't accept it. I mean, sometimes you may say CFO, no, but it has to be a director. Okay. Now, once this selection took a place, let's say you have been selected, what the auditor must do next? Okay, before that, we have discussed this part as well. It is the only product or the service we can say on this earth that you cannot do any promotions. And last week we discussed the reasons why we are saying so. Okay. You had a week. In case you had a time to read newspapers. Oh, I don't know. Nobody can find any advertisements of audit firms in Sri Lanka, same as other countries, because usually auditor cannot sell so-called the service of audit. We discussed that reasons as well. Okay. And now, when it comes to this proposal, slightly we discussed what are the things to be included in the proposal. Ideally, qualifications of the audit firm and the staff members. When I say, basically how many chartered accountants? Let's say partners, managers, supervisors. So that should be included in your proposal. How many qualified chartered accountants? In addition to that, how many staff members to tell strengthen of the resources. And in addition to that, one of the very important things that you should include into the proposal is, let's say this is manufacturing footwear this company is doing. You can take any Sri Lankan company as example. So you have to provide the list if at all you are doing any audits of the manufacturing footwear companies. That should be part of the proposal. And then also your proposal should contain this important information. It's none other than audit fee. But this is approximate amount. This could vary later. Okay. Later we will see how the audit fee determined by audit firm in advance. That I can tell you. But one of the very important elements that should include into the proposal is audit fee. Why I am saying so? Most of the occasions, Sri Lankan client organization do select the auditor based on the audit fee, which is wrong, by the way. Which is wrong. But we are very money conscious as one of the South Asian countries. That's how the mental schema works, many people. So we go by the amount, which is wrong, by the way. Okay. So qualifications, other resources, ability, capability, audit fee, so on and so forth. Online, you guys can see what I have written in the this board. Can see.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, right. Good. Right. So the proposal goes to the client, organization, and okay, I want to tell you one thing. In the client organization, mostly this selection is doing by audit committee. Audit committee. So they go through all the proposals received from the audit firms and they take the decision. Audit committee. It's a very important decision, right? So you are selecting the most suitable auditor. As I can remember, companies at section 163, it says every company must select a suitable auditor. That's the term used in the company section. But I can remember what 163 companies at section. Okay, no? Right. So how you select the suitable auditor? Go through the proposals, audit committee sit together, take the final decision and award. Confirmation is awarding. Okay, right. Same thing, right? So we have discussed what to be considered. What I can say, the most important thing in evaluating in the proposal is none other than ability and capability, not the people. Ability and capability, not the people. So you have to evaluate whether this auditor is capable enough, because companies act also say suitable. Capable enough, if so, then you must select. Okay, so that's how it works. So this is how the journey begins between or the relationship starts between the external auditor and the client organization. Okay, now let's see okay, some of the things I will take and I will give you also the opportunity, because now we discuss already 1 or 2 chapters. You have the knowledge. The biggest factor that you should consider, okay, is this legitimate appointment. Don't start the audit simply because you received the letter. Even this can happen. Let's say you start the audit, you do the audit, you finish the audit, you send the invoice asking for money, audit fee, client organization can ask from you, who was requested from you to do the audit. Very hypothetical circumstance I want to tell you, because they can see you guys are there. But later they can ask from you, who asked you to do the audit? Remember one thing. In Sri Lanka as well as other countries, auditor cannot go behind the bars. You cannot search the assistance of the law. You want to sue against the client? No way. Then they will say you basically wants to do this audit because of the money conscious, monetary interest. You are not an auditor. So, legitimate appointment is very, very, very important. Don't start the audit if you have any hesitation that you have not legitimately appointed. That's why we want to say the letter what you are receiving from the client organization, the letter should be signed by a director. If that was to be a company. Signing by director implies that shareholders agree. That means owners. Pretty sure. Sometimes maybe CFO, but you better tell, can you get a signature of one of the director? You have a right to say so, because legitimate appointment is very, very, very important. Sometimes you might think nitty-gritty, minor small things. No, very serious. Should be signed by a director. Very, very important because shareholders should represent there. Okay, right. Ah. Conformity with code of ethics. What's the number one? Code of ethics. Number one. Code of ethics number one. Huh? Sorry. Number one, independence. Number two, integrity. Number three, objectivity. Four, confidentiality. Five, professional competence and due care. Six, professional behavior. Seven, technical standard. And all in all, public interest. PI. In case any of your code of ethics, in case any of the code of ethics that you are supposed to adhere into, any of the code of ethics that you are supposed to adhere into, breach, you cannot accept the audit. You cannot accept the audit. Some people say, okay, independence is there, but objectivity might not be there. Is that okay? No, not okay. All these are mutually non-exclusive. Mutually non-exclusive. In Sinhala, ekak kara ekak bad. Mutually non-exclusive. All the code of ethics together. You cannot say this one is there, this one is not there. Fine, no. Mutually non-exclusive. Okay, right.
Excuse me. The slide is
Yes.
visible, but not the writing part is not visible. Sir.
Sorry?
The you writing on the board is not visible.
No, I not now. Previously,
No, the slide
but
only
somebody
visible.
talking. Huh?
The slide only visible, sir.
Wait. Hang on. Be online. Uh, can you see this?
No, sir. No.
Okay. There was the screen. Okay. I think. Maybe after the break, we get some assistance because getting whiteboard time to time and do this not that efficient. Let me get the assistance up but later. Until such time, let's continue like that. Same way. Number one, legitimate appointment. Number two, code of ethics. Number three, availability of resources. As auditor, do you have all the required resources? Now in that, I mean, whenever we say resources, we want to say this scarcity. Scarcity. What is scarcity is very limited. Simple as that. Because of its limited, we know there is a price and you have to pay for that, everything on these stories. Now, when it comes to auditor, what the resources we are referring is physical and human. Somebody might say physical is not important. If you have smart bunch of auditors, qualified chartered accountants, people like y'all, doing chartered people, a bunch is there, more than enough. No. You want to have a physical resources as well. Classic example, let's say you receive audit of Madhulsima plantation. So you are supposed to visit to the estate, up country, low country. Then you want to have laptops. For example, only I am saying. So there is a need for physical resources as well. You can't say there is no need. Obviously, yes. So what we are referring here, it is also very, very important. Having skill is not enough. Make sure that you have the other resources as well. Example I told, laptops or computers will say like that. Okay. So make sure that before say yes, you have the resources required to successfully conduct the audit, both physical and human resources. Okay. This is also very, very important. If anybody here working for audit firm, there is a concept called deadline audit. Deadline audit is none other than they tell you basically audit has to be completed by this time period. Think about firm like entity like Haley's or maybe John Hales or some other big company. You want to complete the audit within 1 month. It's like a nightmare by sooner you know want to accept, but some way or other the other, you have to do it. Maybe the entire audit firm you can engage in this particular audit. That way also is possible, right? So time availability should be one of the very important thing that you must consider before accept. If you believe that time is not sufficient, don't accept. It depends, but time is also a very, very important thing. Obviously. Let's say this audit is on agriculture, a plantation. This is first audit of plantation that you are going to do. Be careful. Be careful. It does not mean that auditor not having a prior plantation audit knowledge cannot undertake newly any plantation audit. But your knowledge, previous experience is important. But how many leaves? One? No. Three leaves. Have you ever seen these ladies picking, plucking? See how many leaves? No. See the beauty they take. All these having three leaves. That's the beauty. We call experience they are also they have. You know the weight of this. Haven't tried. 10 to 12 kilos. Bucket alone. 10 to 12 kilos. You know, if you don't have a prior knowledge, I am not here to say don't accept. Be careful. Be careful. Okay. In Sri Lanka, agriculture, hotel, construction are specified businesses. Manufacturing, footwear, apparel, banking, usual. So if you received any specified business as a client, be careful. What is important here is in front of the staff members of the client, don't demonstrate that you don't have knowledge. You are the account. I'm the auditor. Okay. I want to see something that I am not previously seen experience. What is this? You don't know. This is this. That is the moment you got to know. Auditor is lack of knowledge. Client organization staff take the auditor for a ride. That is very, very dangerous. Thereafter, all the audit evidences and other information you are collecting, not for your purpose, but for their purpose. If you don't have, please don't accept. If you don't have, get a person quickly who is having the knowledge into the team. If you don't have the knowledge, ask for 2 weeks, go for trainings, start the audit. Don't start. That is the best mantra. You know the way? But I know. It will take you for right. That should not happen. We should not dance to the tune of the accountant. But let's do this professional a battle or the game, whatever you call it. So knowledge, skill, and experience. Now knowledge, skill, knowledge and skill. Simple example, knowledge and skill. It is and, it's not O. Sometimes they might say in one of the interview, you have the knowledge, but you don't have skill. The experience you of course can understand. I know experience. But knowledge and skill. Knowledge is here. That we call passive. In your interest. Let's say L case number 2, inventory, cost to NRE, whichever is lower, provider, there's a rule. They were done. That's your knowledge. Okay, speak can. How do you practically implement? Knowledge is what you have. Skill is how you are delivering the knowledge. Okay. So knowledge is also very, very important. Skill also very, very important. Experience also very, very important. All three very, very important. Right. Nature of the business. If you take in Sri Lanka, there are businesses very, very not dull, but I want to say only one business at a time. Manufacturing footwear and selling the local market. Very, very simple. Same time, you can have another company organization. They do manufacture footwear and sell in the local market. They do manufacture footwear and selling abroad. They do banking. They do plantation. They do hotel. They do everything. This is what we call the nature. Is it simple by structure or is it complex by structure? One single business at a time or multiple at a time. That is what is nature. Yesterday, I was interviewing one of 3 girls, all strategic level. A big finding, audit firm, phone identity, then I asked from her, she strategic also partially done, so about to qualify. I said, in soon you are chartered accountant. You and me same. If I ask you to plan audit alone, can you do that? She's like starting, thinking, see, but I can tell you don't have a confidence. And it's a tragedy. Because in soon you are a chartered accountant. You're still thinking when somebody asking, are you confident enough to plan audit alone? They win the bet. Okay. Now, here we are talking something else. Very simple business. At least if you cannot plan the audit and you can you start the audit with the other team members and you conclude. Very no question. What people they already completed let's say only case study or Viva. Balance sheet. Do you know how to verify intangible assets? Some yes, some no. Are you able to verify any PPE, property, plant and equipment in any company in Sri Lanka? No. One thing is good, she is very honest. For an entire 2 years, මට හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා trade debtors විතරක් verify කරපු ළමයි. This is tragedy. It's simple. Plain vanilla English. I don't know, but see, what we are talking here, my dear young participants, my dear young, about to be chartered accountants. Very, very, very important. Now think about business like John Keel's, Galle's. As a country, we are blessed to have such companies. How if you get audit? We never know. Someday in future, you want to do the audit of this one of the big giant company. You are the team leader. You are a chartered accountant. Generally, would you like to accept at a time one business doing or at a time multiple doing? As a beginner, one single business. What is the problem with at a time doing multiple? She is having price for subjects and all these things. Mage decision එක කියන්නේ නැහැ whether I'm going to take her or not. But you can basically guess on my decision. Then I can knowledge and the skill experience අපි යන්නේ first time job එකට එනවා. Paramount important. You have to deliver. You have to deliver. Price tag ගන්න. The knowledge එකක් තියෙනවා. Yes, the skill. What's the problem with multiple business at a time? එකක් කියන්න බලන්න. One problem as an auditor, you have multiple business. What's the problem? No problem. Eh?
Time management.
Because of the time maybe, no? Manufacturing footwear alone, one business. Manufacturing footwear, banking, plantation. Size is same. Then time might be, size is same. What else? What is the biggest challenge at a time multiple business? But there is some, what is that? Sorry? Yeah, different business models. Banking is different to plantation. Okay? Which is different to hotel. What's the challenge that you see? That's okay. What's the problem? Slide again. Answer is there. Slide. Oh, different nature, yes. But what's the problem to you? Huh? Another? Very good. Manufacturing footwear and selling the local market. You want that knowledge only. Now you want the knowledge of banking, hotel, plantation, everything. You want to be a versatile auditor. Okay, so be careful. At a time, several businesses later don't come and say, when I was accepting, I know that plantation, I was weak, but still I accepted. No excuses. Compliance with laws. Last week, I told this, top line revenue comes from apparel, garment items, or plantation. But there is other income that is some illicit liquid. Illicit liquid. There is other income. Please don't accept that. You know the reason? Before the client, you will be in the jail. Police will take you into the custody. This P&L sign kalama. You are saying against the law, you agree. Illicit liquid businesses don't promote. Okay, so that is very, very important. Before you undertake, please have a visit. Ask from people. Go through the set of accounts. If any unidentified transactions clarified, otherwise you are in a trouble. So that is what is compliance with laws. Composition of the audit team. When I was at audit firm, one of the complaints that always my boss, I usually don't like to take girls into my audit team. No. See, sorry, I don't have any. This one, sorry, because only the reason. Usually, I used to say some words might be not match with girls because I won't get the work done somewhere rather the other. Only I know that. So that's the only reason. But mostly of the audit what I did is outside Colombo also. I cannot carry girls. Because people have to understand before blaming me. So now when it comes to the team composition, think about you want to go to plantation. Yeah? One of the key team members that you should have. You want to visit to Hatton Musk area. Beautiful area in Sri Lanka. Okay. You want to do this audit. Madhulsima plantation. One of the key staff member, team members. They're not referring masculine, feminine, gender, nothing. One of the team member having this skill. Sorry? What language? Right. So this is how you have to think. If you don't have currently in your audit firm a boy or a girl, obviously boy, we have to carry, we have to stay for a couple of days. Who can speak Tamil, can understand Tamil language, can convert this into English or Sinhala, you are in trouble. I am telling you, you are in trouble. Because a lot of people there, they don't. I mean, we can't ask them to speak in English or Sinhala. How can they do so? This is our fault. We are not ready. We cannot blame them. So I took a very, very layman type of example, but everybody can understand. What does it mean? your composition team is paramount important before you leave. Okay, don't go there and realize we need a person like this. No, that's not the way. Barabar? What does this mean? No, I am not interested. Yeah. So it's very important to have required skills. We want to take stock verification. Okay. In Lion Brewery. I'm not an ambassador for Lion Brewery. Boys knows very well. Girls also know what is this company. Lion Brewery. It's basically beer company. In addition to beer, one of the few non-luxury brands like Johnny Walker, all these whiskey brands, they do in Sri Lanka. Okay. Lion Brewery company audit. I know many people up there, but I'm not ambassador for them. So Lion Brewery stock verification. I cannot carry you. You don't know size of the beers and things like that. No, I'm just saying, look, I have to carry consume but boys maybe because they know. At least they can ask from people, They don't understand the things like this, Your team composition is very, very important. When you are doing stock verification as auditor, be very, very, very careful, especially in hotel kitchen and places like Lime Brewery, liquor stock, and tobacco cigarette stock. Be very, very, very careful. Okay. You know the reason. Okay. I'll stop all the other things is saying until one place. Once you sign the stock sheet as auditor, it's confirmed that is the stock. That is the stock. That knows better than you by the staff. They know very well better than you. Once the auditor sign, this is the stock. Imagine one bottle, 50,000 worth bottle. What was available is 10,000. The gap is 40,000. But you sign as 50,000 bottle. I think you can understand what I'm saying. Be very careful. You have a mammoth responsibility in places like that, especially in kitchen, in hotels. I have this experience very well. I will not mention the names of the hotels, especially coastal area where a lot of foreigners always they want to have this Sri Lankan culinary market call is like what these foods. I can remember one particular incident in this kitchen. We supposed to take stock verification. ඒක ඇවිල්ලා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් බ්‍රින්ජෝල් ගත්තොත් කිලෝ 5 එහෙම නැහැ. 150 to 200 kilos one night that you want to serve for a guest. So think about, you know what is beans, brinjols, all these you know. But think about other meat items. Think about items like fish. I don't know. අපි හිතමු මෙහෙම කෑලි කපලා තියෙනවා මාළු. බලන්න පුළුවන්. පුළුවන්. But smell? Then no. By appearance? Then how? No, no. Like a joke. Like a joke. I'm serious. I'm serious. As an auditor, then we will stock එක price පොඩ්ඩක් සාමාන්‍ය මේ දවස්වල මේ I'm serious. මොනවාද මේ Not for no. Okay, when I you go to your fish market. Tuna, 1 kilo. And again, what I want to explain this to you. Tell me. Okay, let's say one category, 1 kilo is 4,000. The other category is 1,000. Your fee is 3,000. Then I can kilo 3,000 into 100 is the monetary value. If you don't know, is this whether 4,000 worth or 1,000 worth, they will take you for right and get your signature. And they will seal this money into their pocket. Be very, 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 very careful, please. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that you want to have people that who has very good knowledge on these areas in your audit team. But what I want to say, if you don't know, take additional couple of days, study Google or wherever the this part and get some knowledge, understanding, and start the audit phase. Okay, right. Yeah. So now, after all, because this is going to be the key factor where the client is selecting the auditor in Sri Lanka, which is wrong, by the way, which we can't change. Your audit fee determination is very, very important. Very first day I told 30 to 40 million price range audit fees they are in Sri Lanka now. In global, 300, 400 US dollars millions audit fees, one audit alone. So it's a huge, sort of professional job we are talking about. How you are going to, let's say Madhusima Plantation invited you to do the audit. Can you simply throw a number, pay me 100,000? No. You have to do a lot of groundwork, homework, and then you throw a number, 250,000. How many qualified chartered accountants you are going to involve in this audit? In Sri Lanka, these days, qualified chartered accountant per hour, 20,000 Sri Lankan rupees. Audit. Multiplied by 1,000 rupees a time. Multiplied by 20 days. People like you all, strategic level students, per hour, 8,000. Hypothetical. But 8 into 20. Junior, 5,000. 8 hours into 20 days. You get a value. For that, you have to add, in case you want to get a support of a lawyer, in case you want to get a support of a surveyor, you have to add that into the audit fee. For that lawyer, you have to pay. How do you have to? Company or auditor? There is a there is a pending court case. You want to study this. You are not a lawyer. You are a chartered accountant. So you want to hire a lawyer. For that you have to pay. Pay by whom? Audit or plan. Audit or plan. Ideally. How do you give it? In order to maintain the independence, should it be paid by auditor or should it be paid by the company? In order to maintain the independence of the auditor throughout the audit, should it be paid by the auditor to the lawyer or the company to the lawyer? What is the here? You have to have a trust on this lawyer because what the lawyer is going to tell you, you are going to take as evidence and include it into your report. Later, you can't go in front of the court and say, my dear Lord, lawyer is outside. I had to believe, so I did so. But this lawyer basically not provided the truth to me. That's not my fault, you can't say, please. You have to have a trust. Whether you pay or company pay. Lawyer fee should be paid by auditor. Then only the relationship, pay. Did the company pay? Whatever. Pay karna kawan kira be. Ara vidhiyata karanna. But auditor can't pay the lawyer out of your pocket. You have to ask that money from company. That should be included into here in your audit fee. Now, today. Okay. Audit fee, some discussion we will have later, but for the time being, that's how we determine the audit fee. Any questions of the list? Any questions, anybody after the list? Online, do you have any questions? Any questions, please? Are you there? Online, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Any questions you all have, or can we move forward?
Yes, sir. You can forward. Yeah.
Okay. Still the same topic. Still the same topic. Key factors considered prior to action. Basically, what we have considered primary. But in addition to that, there are some list secondary also. In addition to the primary factors we have discussed, which need to be considered, secondary list. One by one again, you have to taken into consider. So you have to start from here, please, from the bottom. Product life cycle, last week we have discussed. Bell curve that we discussed. Business life cycle. What's the difference between the product life cycle and the business life cycle? What's the difference? Is the business life cycle same as the product life cycle or the difference? Different or same? No idea. Business life cycle not same as product life cycle. It is different, but if the company is having only one product, maybe both are same. Key business operation, whether it's a plantation, whether it's a bank, whether it's a hotel, that we already discussed. Key business operation. Microeconomic factors. What do you mean by micro? What do you mean by macro? Micro? What are the Micro? Microeconomic factors. Macro? Macroeconomic factors. Tell me 3 macroeconomic factors in Sri Lanka. How do you start auditing? 3 macroeconomic factors. Macro means all the companies are affected. All the organizations are affected. Micro means only for you. That's the difference. What are the macroeconomic factors? All the companies are affecting. Very good. Inflation. Big. Unemployment, okay, but not that have impact. Inflation. Inflation. Interest. Interest rates, borrowing interest rates. One more. One more.
Government policy.
Government policy is a bigger one, no? Based on the government policy only, these all decided. But good, you attempt. Inflation, interest. Forex. Forex. Okay, right. So these are the other factors, secondary factors, other than primary factors, should be considered before accepting the audit. Okay, right. Any problem? Here? No issue. Now, after this engagement, now we discuss how does the relationship between the auditor and the client organization start happen. Now what happened? Between the parties, there should be an agreement. There should be an agreement between the auditor and the client. Written agreement. Otherwise, it's a problem. In front of even the court, you cannot prove that I was appointed. This is the agreement. So this agreement we call audit engagement letter. This is similar to the appointment letter you are receiving when you are getting a job. Same. One sheet. Same as appointment letter. Appointment letter is issued by who? Employee or employer? Appointment letter. Working people. Employee or employer? Employer. You sign and hand over. You keep one copy. When it comes to audit engagement letter, which party you think issued the engagement letter? Which party you think? Auditor. Very good. Why? Because that's the reason. Okay. Why? Auditor? You have a reason? Included the terms and conditions and issued by the auditor. Why auditor? Why not the client? Any particular reason why appointment letter issued by employer, audit engagement letter issued by auditor? Why this cross relationship is there? What's the reason? Appointment letter not issued by the employer. You start the job. Start the risk wedding. Without appointment letter, you start the job. Who carries the highest risk? Employer or employee? Employer. Employee.
Employer has highest risks.
Why?
They have to comply laws, employers laws.
Okay, very good. Employer the risk wedding. Very good. Let's say without appointment letter, you start the job. What do you given name? You go to the court. Court will take whose side? Your side or employee's side? Your side. No any questions. Very simple. Without known to you. Why you haven't issued? Party having the highest risk. Issue the letter. In here, is it auditor or the client having the highest risk? Auditor. That's why auditor is issued. You must know the exact reason. Huh? Party who is having the highest risk wants to have this addition. So what contains in the engagement letter, as you said, terms and conditions, responsibilities. What are the responsibilities of the client? What are the responsibilities of the auditor? What are the duties of the auditor? What are the duties of the client? What is the biggest responsibility of the client in this engagement? Financial statement audit engagement, biggest responsibility of the client. Don't say pay the audit fee. Biggest responsibility of the client. But what is that? Very simple. Very simple. Prepare the financial statements. I'm serious. Very simple. What is the biggest responsibility of the auditor? Do the audit on this financial statement. In addition to that, there are other responsibilities. Okay, right. I will ask the same way this question. Why, if you are the auditor, wants to have an engagement letter? Sorry. If you are the auditor, why do you want to have engagement letter? Because you want to. Because you want to minimize the risk. That's why you want to have engagement letter. Let's say in your engagement letter, you want to include it is the responsibility of the client organization to prepare the financial statement in line with accounting principles and accounting standards. I was there 6 years in audit firm. When I want to start audit, cash flow and that's what I complete philosophy. I say, come on. Cash flow, I'm not supposed to prepare. Cash flow is part of the financial statement. See, what happens if the auditor prepares the financial statement and do the audit independently? That's the problem. How you communicate? Letter. Through the letter. Don't start if the financial statement not completed. Because that is their responsibility. Your responsibility is only do the audit. Do the audit. Separate the responsibilities well. Later problem. So one of the biggest reasons why the engagement letter is required is because of the risk. Where the auditor is having, not the client. In addition to that, auditor and the client wants to have this agreement. Risk take a hurry. In addition to that, letter why? What's the real reason want to have this letter? What do you think? Let's have try. Very good. There are people in the client organization, they don't know what you mean by audit and what is the scope of the auditor. Very good. So we have to define the scope of the auditor through this engagement letter. This is the scope. Don't expect many more. No. This is our scope. What else? Engagement letter. Huh? Any other reasons? We have a list. I gave you some opportunity. Huh? What other? What else? Oh, money. Then already audit fee communicate. What else? Then they have to be ready with the budget, this amount. What else? Auditor responsibility. Okay, very good. As same as client organization responsibility. Okay, good. Eh? Ani, can you please? You also. Very good. Now the thing is, most of the time when the auditors wants to access the IT systems, client organization comes and says, no, you don't have a right. You know that engagement letter, it mentioned that how to have access for all the information, including the IT systems, automated. Correct. What else? People online also you can try. Why the engagement letter is need? Huh? Okay. Responsibility carries with the auditor that we already discussed. Why? Because the reason the risk is more with the auditor, not the client. That is we discussed one by one. At which point of time engagement letter should be issued by the auditor? At the beginning, at the middle, at the end of the audit. Engagement letter. Beginning of the audit. While doing the audit, middle, end of the audit. Beginning means before start the audit. That's very good. Well before start the audit, you have to issue the engagement letter. Why you can't issue while you are doing? What's the problem doing so? What's the issue? Or you after the completed the audit, what's the issue? You can't claim. Claim in the sense you can't say it was your responsibility. The other party might say we don't know because you haven't sent the letter beforehand. That's why they are sent it beforehand. Very simple. Right. First audit we discussed first day. Now I will ask from you, what do you mean by first audit? Before we start, we discuss this. Very first day I can remember I have discussed first audit. What is the meaning of first audit? Whose side first done? Client or the auditor? Auditor's side. Now when it comes to engagement letter, your risk as an auditor is high, whether it's a first audit or whether it's a recurrent audit. Let's say you want to issue an engagement letter now. Risk is high with respect to first audit or the recurrent audit, not issuing the engagement letter. First audit or recurrent audit. You want to issue the engagement letter. Some reason you are not able to do so. Now you have some risk. The risk is high if that won't be a first audit, recurrent audit. First or recurrent? Marginally first is high. Why I am saying many people think recurrent audit no need engagement letter, but still you want. But yes, marginally first audit, not sending the engagement letter is high. The risk for the auditor. That's why we always have this topic, first audit and the engagement letter. If you don't send the engagement letter before start the first audit, be careful, risk is high. Recurrent audit, some people want to say engagement letter is not required. But I would say engagement letter is still required, even if that want to be a recurrent audit. One or two reasons. Recurrent audit means same client, same auditor, more than one audit. Recurrent audit. Some people argue no need to send the engagement letter in your second audit, third audit. We already sent. But still, there are reasons you want to send the engagement letter. One or two reasons. One or two reasons. You are about to start a recurrent audit of a certain client for a third consecutive year. You are not sending the engagement letter. What is the problem? Why I asked you to send? What could go wrong? You say, no, last time I already sent the engagement letter. It is not valid due to this reason, this reason, this reason. A reason changes of correct. In case previous engagement letter sent last year, some of the responsibilities changed in this year, you have to send it. Change the management, very good. Last year, it was a different management. This year, it's a different management. What else? Huh? Scope. There are changes in scope. Anna, those are the reasons. Huh? Very good, very good. This is one of the area really that receiving, that's what I'm saying. Especially standards. Year on year basis, there are newly added auditing standards. You have to incorporate those into engagement letter saying all the auditing standards. Last year, all the auditing standards go medical in there. You understand what I'm saying? What else? Hot topic today. Audit fee. It's not the same audit fee last year. What else?
Change of business nature.
Change of business nature. New acquisition. Of abroad. It was an auditing paper very popular question during our time. In recurrent audit, auditor is not required to send the engagement letter. Critically comment 5 marks. Very janapri question about those days in auditing paper. Tell you the list. Correct. Because many people believe if that want to be a recurrent audit, engagement letter is not required in this year because last year you already sent. But that is not anymore valid statement. There are ample enough reasons you must send this year as well. Contents, sorry. Like this now. Small description to the client business organization. So and so plantation, tea plantation, rubber plantation, some specifications. That is very important. And this one also very important period covered. 1st of April 2024 to 31st March 2025. I don't know whether you have this knowledge, but I feel like I should ask this question from you all. Why? This is very important point number 2. Otherwise, auditor has to pay some compensation. Engagement letter, you are not specifying the period for some reason. There is a high chance you might have to pay a compensation to the client. Why? Compensation means some millions of money. Period done or not, you have to pay. Why? Why that is so important? First of April 2024 to 31st March 2025. But that's okay. Okay. Go out of this discussion, go out little. Out of this one and think and tell me what is this I'm asking from you. Why date is so important? Period is so important. Connect. Okay. 1st of April 2024 to 31st March 2025 is the period we are covering as auditor. 31st March 2025 in the last period we audit report. This audit report is valid for how many months from the balance sheet date? Why? Huh? Sorry? Do you know the concept of going concern? What is going concern? Ability to continue the business as it is without any hiccups. That is what is going concern. Whenever, but this client organization, this is Sadara. Auditor has to bear some responsibility, yes or no? Yes. Yes, and very good. Which point until? One year from the balance sheet date. Oh, 6 months from the audit report date, whichever later. That's why period is very. Okay, right. And also it is very important to define financial statement that you are auditing. P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, changes in it. Specify. Otherwise, they will come and ask from you, haven't you audited this statement? No. P&L, balance sheet, changes in equity cash. That's all. Additional responsibility otherwise might be there for you. Huh? Okay, right. Responsibilities of the client already discussed. Responsibilities of the auditor already discussed, the main one. Preparation of financial statement, conduct the audit of the financial statement. Minimum those two has to be written here. What you said, scope of the audit, description about the audit. In here, you have to specify if that want to be a first audit. You have to mention. Under description of the audit. Next one, description on audit output. What is the mandatory output of the audit? Mandatory output. Audit opinion with audit report. Audit report which carries the audit opinion, mandatory output. What are the supplementary output of audit? ML, management letter. Nowadays, there are few other things. Later we will discuss. Mandatory, supplementary. So we have to define, no? Otherwise, later they will come and ask, where is this report, that report? No. We are not giving those. This is, I think somebody told. Access to information and all, you have to specify in this letter. Otherwise, they will later come and say, no, you don't have access to ERP system and all these things. Without accessing ERP system, how can the auditor gather evidences, transactions, double entries? So you can't do that. So you have to here now included. Please make sure we have access to all the information, including automated system the company is having. We don't sabotage. We are auditors, but we want access. That has to be included here. How is it? You are the accountant. Okay. I'm the auditor. Where is the deed? Original. Can I see the land deed original? No, I'm going huh? Mana here? Tell something. I have a privilege to ask. Where is the original land deed? Can I see that? I want to have evidence on that. Because your balance sheet, there is a land value for this much. I want to see whether this land belongs to you. So where is the deed? Original. You can say I'm not supposed to give it to you. Then what I can see? No, you are supposed to give. You again can say, no, I'm not supposed to give. You should include here. Access to information including all the original source documents. Originals we are not giving to auditors. Here are some people like that. We want original. What it be that we already had some discussion. Later also we will discuss. Okay, right. Another? Inter, what's the time now? 10:30. Let's have break. I get 40. Online people also small break 10 minutes. Minutes, sir. Technical issue with the this one. Anyway, our next topic is audit planning. One of the very important milestone from the viewpoint of auditor, audit planning. He will come and fix until such time. So it's a very important milestone. Let's start like this. Let's assume for a particular auditor, for you, we are allocating 100 hours for an entire audit from beginning to end until you choose the opinion. 100 hours. 100 hours. I would like to get each of you to respond for this. How many hours you will allocate for planning? Here is not any more number crunching, massaging thing I want to get from you all, but your perspective, perception rather about audit planning. How many hours? For entire task, 100 hours. In the 100 hours then. 30% that means. That's why I took 100. Next time I'm take care. If I come there, I'll come. 30. 25. You. Don't think like No. Entire audit 100 hours. Planning this particular activity, how many hours? I'll give you that 20, 30 hours. 20. Sorry. 10%. 10 hours. Sorry. 1 day. No. For an entire audit, 100 hours. to make it easier. Example, 100 hours. How many hours for planning? What do you think? 10 hours. 10 hours. I give a 40, 40, 50. Here? 20. May baru takal wal di dika. 45. May takal ya. On boy. Boleh kan? There are people who actually took this like, sorry. People online, can you see the screen? We had a small technical issue. Can you see the screen? Okay. Also, we want to ask from the participant physically, and I will ask from you as well. If 100 hours allocated for entire audit, how many hours will be allocated to plan the audit? What do you think? Approximately. Anybody wants to have a try? Okay, so majority of you all said 40, 25, 30, 50 also there. 50. Some said 10. So there is a range. The Mahmood India with some on his experience only. I would say something that you don't even believe. 80. There is no. There is no which one. There is no rule of thumb and there is no golden rule. But 99 out of 100 auditors will take 80 hours out of 100. We should not, more focus with numbers and realize this is important. But why I want to start like that? How important this activity? This is the blueprint. If you do this well, it's a matter of thereafter execute. Even a layman will do. No need chartered students, chartered accountants. Layman will also do if your blueprint is there. I have some experience. I hope you guys don't have, sorry to say, planning the audits, but you will get it also soon. It's very, very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. For that, you have to have a lot of knowledge, lot of experience, skill. Morning we discussed. Can you read through balance sheet? Can Anybody here who can read through balance sheet? I hope you know the meaning of read through. English term, read through. Anybody here good in balance sheet? Read through. Oh, that day also I told. Issues, where is issue? Read through means from here. Here. That we call read through. So that you have to have some skill, but you will get through. This is one of the utmost important activity. So I want to tell you, take this very seriously someday that you want to. Please. That's why with that example you realize entire balance work you have 20 hours. That's okay. Make a deal. If you have this, it's a matter of execution. It's like what could be the possible issues in future? May audit again in future. You will write down today. Okay. See the plan. You guys have the plan only. Plan only. But that's enough. Because that's huge one. That includes everything. Mammoth task. When it comes to the arena of financial statement audit, that's what I can say. Next topic, we have a list, but I'll come back again. Audit planning, some more qualitative discussions. But we will take the next few items and I'll come back again. Okay, right. Huge one. That's what I want to tell you guys. Okay. Now, having understood the level of importance, what are the factors before you sit and do the planning as a chartered accountant? In your future audit, forthcoming audit, these are the factors. Now, I will ask you questions just to understand only between you and me the topic. Now, one of the key factors that you must consider is what type of audit is this? Take audit. First audit, recurrent audit. A fear factor, fear factor should come first audit or recurrent audit. As a human being, you are already a human being. Very good. It's a bliss. You feel a fear with the audit. Very good. Why? Why you say what it's a bliss? No, you are correct. I'm asking it's a bliss. Let's get one. Why? Why you want to treat that as a bliss? That fear. Because it's kept your eye open and you realize I have very high risk. So my plan should be very, very comprehensive. So when you prepare the audit plan, what type of audit you are going to start? Is it a first audit? Is it a recurrent audit? Is it a final audit? Is it an interim audit? Type, nature. What is nature? Nature. Morning before break. Nature we took one example. Can't remember. See, there are some first audits, simple. There are some recurrent audits. Give me the word. First audit, risky than recurrent audit. Okay, fear factor. Okay, please. Okay. Some first audits are simple. Some recurrent audits are complex. Is it simple or is it complex? PLC versus private limited. Which one is simple? Which one is complex? Listed company versus private limited company. Which one is simple? Which one is complex? Comparably, listed company, complex, private limited, comparably simple. They will kind of place. Type is one thing, nature is one thing. Okay, right. We have a separate topic on this approaches for audit. There are different approaches. Okay. Some auditors, they always start the audit with the balance sheet. They even ignore the P&L. They never look at the P&L. Only concentrate the balance sheet. We call that as a balance sheet approach. There are some auditors, they totally forget about the financial statement. They only concentrate risk involved in this audit due to lapses in controls in that organization. Risk-based audit approach. Likewise, there are approaches later we will discuss. Now, the point here is, when you prepare the plan, you must decide what approach should I take. Based on that, your plan should be differentiated. In Sri Lanka, most of the auditors, as I know, they take balance sheet approach. Balance sheet approach. That's okay. Whatever the approach that you think you decide, please decide by now during the planning. Those things should be accommodated in the plan. In your plan, those to be accommodated. There's this saying when you become finance manager, financial accountant. Oh, again, what is the biggest transaction in financial accounting? Sale transaction, purchase transaction. Biggest transaction in financial accounting that you put double entries. Huh? Sales, no one. No. Business acquisition. Business acquisition, the financial accounting or transaction that you put double entries. There is a saying, if you want to prepare consolidated financial statement of a group of a company, someday you'll do. You have about 10 to 50 subsidiaries. In Sri Lanka, there are a group of companies, there are about 150 subsidiaries. Think about the challenge in front of you. Company kasi consolidate that company. It's huge. That is huge. Abhi, we are giving this person 1 month, 2 weeks leave before start the job. Seriously. Abhi, samala rata ya ticket taka. You want to make sure that this person is ready to take this challenge. Similar for audit planning. Before start very complex audit plan, audit firm sending people on vacation. It's a huge task. You have to be ready. Okay, right. So this is one of the area that I told none of you all have done this yet, but you will do it someday. And I wish you will do so. Why you are unable maybe now to do it is one of the factors because of this. You are still not up to this level. Let me frankly tell, assess the risk of a particular client. It's not easy as this you and I discussed. It's very difficult. See, sometimes before start audits, even for the first time, or if I believe somewhat complex audit, what I do, I want to be, alone, visit this company as an uninvited guest, sort of, I would say. Not as auditor, audit not yet started. Our circumstances, okay. Okay, surely I'm going. One particular company close by port. People very early morning. Few people near the main gate of this company. And I'm pretty sure they are not employees. And I approach one of those. What's the problem? No. We are waiting until our Deya comes. Deya. I asked, who is Deya? Who is Deya? Accountant. Why they call accountant as Deya? No idea. Petty cash. Rolling the petty cash. අවසර දෙනවා. උදේට ගන්න. අවසර දෙනවා. උදේට ගන්න. And see, assessing risk is sort of passion, art. I was usually smoke cigarettes. There was a time during college and after, to be honest. But after certain period, I gave up. But somehow because of the audit reasons, I presume to smoke cigarettes. That's okay. I anyway have this practice. It's not a new thing to me. Somebody want to, with a cigarette, enter the gate. They don't know audit yet to start. But I just want to say, speak to security guy. See kind of a response. I told you, have you noticed in some companies IT department only at maybe they are like finance here, marketing here, admin is HR, IT here. Only for them, like, dedicated space allocated, maybe a second floor, all the others are ground floor. Why? Even empty ground floor. Why? Unauthorized access to monitor. See, you can assess risk in many several ways. But I want to tell you, not anymore like, sitting in the audit firm with your team, balance sheet, Uluwa, but that is more traditional. That is more traditional. There are many new ways that you can look and search for risk. There are example. That's why many auditors, they don't do that. Tomorrow we are taking petty cash count. Accountant area. All the IOUs, vouchers, keep ready. Because auditor is coming. What is the best moment time you approach petty cash? දවසේ කොයි වෙලාවද? Morning, during lunchtime, afternoon. Morning. What morning? Like, there are two occasions you must cash the petty cash. Petty cash in the in the morning. Oh. The other thing is, okay, bye. See you tomorrow. We are not petty. Can you come? Open the petty cash box. Those are the two. By the way, so see, at different, then you get different risks. They over attendance there.
Can you share this screen? Can you share this screen?
Okay, sorry.